Kathy's not
Did you-
here, and
Oh,
You didn't stop at Mia's on the way there? Where
I
did
didn't. I could have done that.
I did.
Would have been a little later.
you- I like you. It's good stuff. All right.
okay, hold on. Area 58 ready? Yep, he's good to go. Okay, and you're on.
Okay, Conservation Commission meeting Tuesday, June 22nd. Colleen, Chris, Eddie, and Terry.
I'm just the secretary.
Just a second, we're still Terry. The first thing we'll discuss briefly is the public hearing for the MSR Stormwater Management Bylaws and Regulations. I'll just read one thing out of the draft that we have real quick for anybody who's going to watch this later, who anybody who does not know exactly what we're talking about. The purpose of these stormwater regulations is to protect, maintain, and enhance the public health, safety, environment, and general welfare by establishing minimum requirements and procedures to control the adverse effects of increased runoff, decreased groundwater recharge, erosion, and sedimentation, and non-point source pollution associated with new development and redevelopment of land pursuant to the Halifax Stormwater Management Bylaw. Halifax Chapter 146. That bylaw was passed in 2019, and to let everybody know that these are not new regulations, but we are finalizing and implementing those requirements that are in the final draft. Sarah is here and Nick is here from VHB, who helped us develop these and finalize these before we vote on them and adopt them. And if there's anybody here this evening who would like to ask questions, they will be more than happy to answer anything because they are very, very good at what they do.
What's the name of the company, actually?
VHB.
VH, thank you. Thanks.
Can I just add one thing to what you said, Chris? So just as a reminder, and also for anyone listening, the bylaw and the regulations are a permit requirement under the MS4 permit, which is a federal Clean Water Act permit that Halifax has because of its stormwater system and because it's in an urbanized area. And so the regulations and the bylaw are required under that permit. So it's not necessarily a choice or an option. These regulations and bylaw are required by that permit. So the bylaw was voted on at town meeting, but the idea to have the bylaw or have these regulatory requirements are because of that federal permit that Halifax has. So that's the additional background. We can talk more about that, and we've given presentations on that background, but that's one clarification that's important to keep in mind, that these are generated from that regulatory requirement outside of this room and outside of Halifax and frankly outside of Massachusetts.
Right, so it's a national regulatory, not just the little town of Halifax.
Correct, yep, and the permit applies throughout Massachusetts, so many other towns and cities are dealing with these exact same requirements and doing very, very similar things before the end of the month.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for our guests this evening? No? So Terry, do we vote on adopting the draft as a final then? That was updated on 6/2/21?
Yes, they made some additional format changes. I didn't feel the need to reprint and waste paper.
Okay.
Once we've adopted them, they can send me a final print without them.
Yes, without track changes.
I don't know how to take that,
Sure, we'll do
knowing
it.
things off.
Yeah, we'll do it and send it back to you. Yep.
Great.
Don't we make a motion?
I put a motion that we pass the MS4 stormwater management bylaws and regulations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah,
Explain
thanks.
everything to us.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yes.
My name's Don Barrows, by the way, just.
Good meeting you.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, I'm sure.
Dawn.
Don
Barrows.
Barrows.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Now, if we get anybody who, after they may see this video or something, ends up wanting to have questions or something, what is the easiest way to handle that?
You can,
Have them email us their questions?
Sure.
Or
If you
we
can
answer
figure it
them,
out,
or do we do?
if you feel comfortable answering them or directing them to the regulations, I think you certainly can. If it's
Okay.
a technical question and you want to reach out to us, you can do that as well.
Okay.
We have talked to Charlie about so our contract is like a fiscal year contract because of how town budget is.
Okay.
So we should have a contract next year starting July 1st or whenever we get our paperwork in. And we've talked to Charlie about having some regulation kind of technical support time in there for things like that. So,
Okay.
as you guys are implementing the regulations, some sticky issues come up or people have questions, we should be able to be involved to help you guys with that.
Okay,
kind of stuff
excellent.
going forward. And we've talked to Charlie specifically about continuing to do that among many other things that are in the regulations for in the permit for next year.
Okay, great.
Yep. Any other questions on that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Great.
that's
So,
just.
work
Careful going home in the rain.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be talking.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you soon.
We'll go on with the notice of intent for 6 Pasture Lane. In-ground pool.
Yep. There should be a plan that's not attached. Here you go.
Is that a good place for your video, or we'll catch it there?
Yeah, should be able to.
All set?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, Stephen Rye with Land Planning. I'm here on behalf of the Kenyans who live at 6 Pasture Lane. They've got an existing single-family house at the end of the cul-de-sac. It's about an acre and a half large, and they have been there for quite some time and wanted to accessorize by adding an in-ground pool. So what we're showing is an in-ground pool in the backyard. They've got an existing fairly large deck with a concrete pad under it. So the pool patio / deck is going to be added to that existing concrete pad, and the pool is going to be shown this location. We do have wetlands on site and just off site that have been delineated by Ken Thompson. That's highlighted in blue on my plans. And then we've got the 100-foot buffer zone line that runs pretty much through the center of the house, which is blue on your plan, yellow on mine. And then the 50-foot no disturb is orange on your plan, I can see, and yellow dashed on mine. They get an existing tree line that follows along like this. Actually goes a little bit beyond the property in this location. So we notified them of that, and they're dealing with the abutter as far as having used some of their land for their backyard. So they're trying to purchase that from them, and the abutters are willing to sell it. So we're going through a survey at this time about that. But in either case, all the work we're proposing to do is maintained on their property, and we've got erosion controls along the back of it, outside of the 50-foot no disturb. And basically access to the property is going to be by the existing drive. They can stockpile materials if they need to on the left side of the driveway, which is the north side of the driveway, outside of the buffer zone. And then it'll just be constructing the pool. And you get some notes as to the kind of a construction sequence, what we anticipate they're going to be doing first.
All the stockpiling will be outside the 100?
They may need to have some within the 50-foot here, because they're going to, they'll probably need to push a little bit of that soil out into the backyard and level it up a little bit because of the grade of the pool deck.
Okay.
And I'm assuming there's a fence going to be put around it? Or?
Yeah, so there's an existing fence all the way around the backyard now,
Oh, okay.
and it ties right up to the foundation here. Let me see. Yeah, it comes into the front of the foundation over here, and then goes all the way around the backyard and ties into the left-hand side of the foundation on this side.
I'm not expert with pools, all about drainage and stuff like that when they have to, for the pool.
Yeah, basically it's going to be graded, the slab will be graded slightly so it pitches away from the pool. So grade to the backyard, flow like it normally does toward the back of the property.
Any questions?
Nope.
No? Any?
No.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept the pool as it's shown on the drawings.
I put a motion that, notice of intent on 6 Pasture Lane, in-ground pool.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's it.
Very good.
All right, nice seeing you.
Thank you.
You signing the previous thing too?
Have a good night.
You too.
Two. What about this turn at the time?
That's usually the one that we sign. However,
You were here as a associate.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so don't.
Ed's here, Kathy and Jerry are not here, so I'm not even sure if you can motion and sign it. You may just want to wait to make sure.
Yeah, we called off on it.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I just don't want to
Checking, I didn't-
yeah, usually I do the signature sheets like this, and then everyone else gets the front to back copies because I have to scan it in.
Yep.
So it's easier to do it that way.
And then you need this.
Yeah, we can do the bills.
Yep. Is there a motion, pay bills?
I put a motion, we pay bills?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So neither one of the minutes need to be approved tonight?
no, I didn't have June 8th, I couldn't even get them
Okay.
started. Thank you.
Is there a certificate of compliance in here for?
There is not, we still need to schedule site visits
visit?
for both River Street and Franklin Street. I've been forwarding to you guys.
Yeah, I said something I'd be
emails from
available on
everybody,
Monday.
But I'm not sure if everyone's getting the emails and responding, so basically it's still up in the air until you guys do the site visits for inspection.
Is that for all three of those, 107, 269, and 688?
68 is a different thing, isn't it?
The 688 was the Andrews residence, which Kathy did go to.
Okay,
And she's supposed to just update you
Talk
guys
about it.
as far as what she feels needs to be done, and we may have to send out a notice
okay.
to the homeowner as to what she believes should be done, or if it's okay, I really don't know. She came in last week and briefly discussed it with me, but it really needs to be
Discussed that. Yeah.
discussed and, you know,
Okay.
agreed upon by the members.
Okay.
So, but again, 107 River Street and 269 Franklin Street, both solar fields, still need to have site visits, and again, I'm just trying to forward all.
Yeah, I can do 107 on Monday, because you said something about either Thursday or Friday or Monday.
Yeah, I think in the mail folder might be the latest updates. I think I highlighted them. I think someone said Monday at 10.
You know, which one's this? 107, it just says Monday. Monday works for me, I'd be there at 9 a.m. on.
Yeah, I think further down maybe, I think.
Rob Grant,
Yeah, I think he said 10 o'clock, whatever time would be fine with him. I thought one of them was 10 o'clock, but Rob Grant is the 107 River Street.
the,
It would be preferable at least two of you guys go out.
Yeah, we can,
Guys,
if
you
you
know.
can do it Monday, I can do it anytime Monday.
I can go to Monday.
Okay, so Ed, Colleen.
What time do
You
you
guys
get to?
want to do 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he said he would be around by 9, so if you want to,
yes.
10?
10 o'clock, yeah. It's-
okay, so I'll send him an email, CC you guys, everybody on it.
What will we certify there? Whatever-
Basically, you're just going through and making sure that everything River Street was the big field.
Yeah, I know, and they had the
So
fence
there
and
really wasn't a whole lot
Lot.
for you guys to really
certified.
get involved with, I guess, but I think there was still an order of conditions for the back area.
Okay. That's fine.
Either way, it's a good idea to go out for a site visit.
Okay, 269 Franklin Street, the weed people, weed control of the solar field there. They already do it and they want us to, I know they talked about cutting down a tree.
Yeah, they asked for an inspection for the weed control, they had already done it. I guess they're just looking for someone to go take a look. That's up to you guys if you feel it's necessary.
No.
I don't think they've actually requested a certificate of compliance yet. I can double check.
Yeah. So, we'll hold off
I think
on
they
that.
had some time ago, but we weren't ready. I do believe that you guys had discussed a while ago about the trees that were required to be put up along the abutters property.
Yeah, didn't they straighten that all out with the butter?
And I think you guys wanted to make sure that the trees survive the winter and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
So, but a site visit's probably warranted before we do any type of sign off.
Well, I know they're in because I seen a view from Google Earth that they're in, so I know they're in, but if they die, that's not really not our,
Yeah, I think
That's our problem.
Mr. Fitzgerald wanted to make sure that it was.
it's fine, all right.
But if anyone is able to go out there, just email me any dates and times are available. Reply all so everyone kind of knows who's saying what.
Yeah, no.
Okay. They say anything more about that tree? By the
No,
transformer?
they do not. No.
Okay.
That's something you can also look at to make sure they didn't take it down.
Should I join them, since it's not my neighbor, to learn things from you on these site visits?
If you want to.
Okay.
You can if you want to, sure.
Okay, I can join you guys Monday if you.
Okay, yeah, 10 a.m.
Something and
Okay, it's gonna,
see how it's done.
It's just tough for me because of work, well, Eddie works in Boston too, but it just, I don't have a lot of flexibility during the week. The weekends I can usually, if somebody wants to meet or something, but sometimes during the week it's a little tough for me.
My husband works in Boston, it's not a good drive.
No.
not anymore.
So,
What year
no,
was
it's back to
it?
normal.
Is it back to normal?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, it's horrible.
That stinks, you had a nice little break in it.
Oh, I mean, I could get there in 40 minutes. Now it's back to an hour and a half.
Yeah. The rest of it is the correspondence, our usual decision letters, public hearing notices from zoning board. I don't think there was any Board of Health there. Board of Assessors, we always get a butters list and road cuts from the Board of Selectmen, those are usual.
Yep.
I believe the Board of Selectmen also provided an earth removal permit approval that is in there for Makepeace down off of Palmer Mill. And if you recall the last meeting, the 63 Carter Street, you guys were gonna look at the site plan, but I didn't have it. There's a revised site plan now there if you guys wanted to take a peek.
With regards to Carver Street, I forget about that whole thing.
Basically, there are every lot 63 and 43, I think, with, and one of the houses has been demoed, and the other house, Stacy and Gary Allard are renovating, but I think they're wanting to put a business in the back. I think that's what the site plan's all about. I don't recall if there's any wetlands on the property, we may not.
He says there's an area that's subject to flooding, but it's not large enough to be declared that under the act, not on the drawing. Which is probably about 40 feet away from the edge of the building.
Okay, and if Chris would like to mention what we spoke about earlier
So,
in the meeting?
there was, been called to my attention that the selectmen, and probably about this time and around 10 minutes from now, are going to be reviewing a bunch of different talent bank forms that have been sent in. Particularly, there's 3 on here for the Conservation Committee. Neil St. Croix, Wendy Rico, and David Maschio. Mascio. Jerry is not going to return. His term is up this month, as was
Actually, yours.
John Peck's.
No, I'm,
he's-
Right, it was John, yes, sorry.
Kathy and I are next year, and he's the following year.
Okay.
And you're forever.
Yep.
So, with that being said, Terry informed me of I don't know if it's a little bylaw or whatever, but if we wanted to go up and listen in as they did this, we would have to go as a group. We would not adjourn, we would all go up as a group.
Okay.
We would listen and see exactly what they're doing and what's going on.
Sure.
And then,
We would come back.
and then we would come back down,
And then adjourn.
and then we would adjourn.
Basically, we would just say.
Oh, because we are
to
in a
be-
meeting, we have to repost a meeting.
Right.
Exactly, that's correct.
Unless 2 of you wanted to go, then it wouldn't be
Right.
quorum and we wouldn't have to worry about it. We
Got it.
could adjourn. But basically, we would just say, okay, we're now gonna move the meeting upstairs to the Board of Selectmen.
Sure.
I have an odd question only because I just went through this with the Board of Selectmen. They had done joint meetings with all the other boards to do the talent blank forms. How come they didn't offer conservation a joint meeting?
Because we actually don't get a vote. We can nominate, but we don't actually get a vote.
Okay.
So usually the way it's been, since I was an associate, Eddie was an associate, Colleen was an associate, Jerry was an associate, and you get the associates on, and then when the people go, the associate's been around for a while. I mean, Colleen's a year and a half, Eddie was a year and a half, I
Yeah.
was a year and a half, and then we just roll right in with the associate. But now it's interesting that there's 3 associates plus yourself. And we're just kind of curious as to exactly what's going on here with the whole thing.
I'm curious too.
Yeah.
I don't even have a reason, I was just,
Well, you should be curious,
Just-
yes. Yeah, I would have a reason if I was in your
Yeah,
position.
and right now, where Jerry basically does not want to be reappointed, he's off the board, so there's an open, regular
Open spot.
member seat, and they can appoint.
so I
basically
should go
whoever.
fight for my seat.
Well, no, I think we should go up there and say exactly what is transpiring and everything, so. I'm not gonna say anything more
It's okay.
at the moment.
Okay, so basically, we can,
go to the meeting.
basically say we're now moving this meeting to the Board of Selectmen's meeting. That's
Okay, we're now gonna move this meeting up to the Board of Selectmen's office for a little while.
Okay. All right. So we're back
She
here.
understands me.
Reconvening
She's in
after
great
meeting with the Board of Selectmen, we're back down in our meeting room. Is it okay to start?
No, absolutely.
Hi. So, I can either send you a letter, or you can send it to them, asking that for the next interview, that Kim also gets put in there to have an interview with them also. So that would make 4.
I have a question, Chris. Would I come with a nomination from the board as from being an associate member already?
I wanted to ask a question, but I wasn't given the opportunity to address them, so I could not ask the question
About-
as the way we've done it in the past as to the sudden change.
Right.
Which it seems to be the sudden change all the way across the board, so we'll see what happens. So you just shoot me an email and let me know what you want to do,
Okay.
okay? Anything else? You're good?
That's good.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right.
I put
Motion to adjourn?
Put a motion to that we adjourn? Just get,
All in favor?
aye.
All right.
Aye.